want the dodgy setup of the week award. This is the shaper. This is my little mid-sized mill, and there it is. It is hanging off. Good news is I'm only going to be boring down a little bit into the pivot. Everything else is done as far as the boring and all that stuff for seals. This is going to get a seal on either side, so we'll have that. And then the shaft in there actually just rocks back and forth. Okay, so it's just going to be sealed up on the bottom. We're making the wet sump, and this should take care of that particular seal. And it's ultimately probably I should just cap it off, but we'll try seals first. If it doesn't work out, well, we've been reworked things before, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, if this thing's these 50 to 100 hours a year, that would be an immense amount of work. So we're going to get this centered, and then we're going to go ahead and bore that out. I won't bore you with all of that boring because it's boring stuff. Yeah, I know. That joke's been done, Dan. Okay, but I'm not paid. I'm just performing here. So anyway, we'll get that done, and I wanted to show you this dodgy setup. It's sitting on 1, 2, 3 blocks underneath, so that kind of somewhat gets it fairly level. This surface isn't really super nice. I'm pretty sure it'll be just fine because it's just going to have to be. But in the meantime, I'll draw your attention to this very, very cool looking design on here. This has all been scraped. This has been scraped, so I'm down to the last little bit of scraping, and man, I'm exhausted. So let me get this set up, and then we'll bring you back after the seals are bored out. I think it's going to be hard to get a camera in there to see it real good. Okay, how does the dodgiest setup of the week work? Never mind the noise, but it cuts pretty good. I've got a stop set. I'm going to come around the far side here. And then right back there on the back, as I'm keeping my finger grounded, there's a ledge that it's digging into, so I need to drop my knee down just a little bit, and it'll clean that out. I've got my knee zeroed so I can go right back to it, but yeah, it cuts pretty good. I'm getting real close. I'll bring you in for the final. I'm at 1,236 right now. The seal absolute outside is 1,255. I think maybe another 3 or 5, and that'll probably be plenty for the crush. Okay, we're going to call that one. It's got about a 5/6 thousandths compressed fit there. If you notice, it's in there, it's starting, and if I would tap it with a hammer, it would seal up nice and tight. So I think we're in good shape there. So the wonky setup cut really nice, actually. I was worried about chatter and all kinds of other bad things, but no, it did just fine. It centered up nicely, and the cut looks fairly uniform in the bore. That's what I figured was going to happen. Don't look. There we go. Mechanics are masters at grabbing the nearest thing and making it work. So, okay, nice bore finish. I don't think I have anything to complain about. Lovely Bridgeport boring head. I've got a couple different ones, but this one just works fantastic. Strangely, since I bought it, I've made quite a bit of money on it. If I want to sell it now, it would go between $250 to $300 here, because it's got the box and the associated tools with it. So I think I gave 60 bucks, maybe 70 bucks a while back. There's a box for it, foamy insert and everything. So what's happening more and more with the stuff I bought a long time ago. It's got a great feel, very solid. Okay, just finishing up on the plate for the wet sump. We've cut a paper gasket, thick, heavy gasket material, and then we put on a 50, 60 thousandths thick stainless plate that we've drilled, and even compensating for the wobbly bolts that we've got, we should be okay. The other element we've done is we completed the boring of the seals for the rocker shaft. Those should be good. Got a little bit of the video you probably saw on that one, but there they are. So they are going to be sealed up nice, and then hopefully it doesn't leak a ton. I think we'll be okay. I'm going to use silicone seal. Ought to be perfectly fine for this one. Underneath the gasket, and then in between and around all of these studs are going to be Loctited in. Originally they had some really wobbly bolts. Those are going to be put in, and we're going to use an aircraft nut to cinch it down to the base.